Welcome back to ESPN3 on the Watch ESPN app. Men's semifinal Saturday as Killian Carroll and Luis Cordova will be going up against each other here in this upper bracket semifinal. My name is Dave Vincent. I want to thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a good one today as we have a very exciting, what I believe is going to be a very exciting semifinal. Announcement from the referee. Didn't hear the ref's mic there, but
all right, gentlemen, good luck. 0-0.
It's Pete Papademetrius, who lives right up the street from here.
Point.
First point for Luis Cordova.
1-0. Point.
And now another quick point here for Luis, 2-0 as we welcome in Dave Fink.
2-0. Short. Second serve.
Luis with two of the quickest points he's ever had, and you see Killian trying to assert himself.
That's good assertion right there. Tough ball coming off that right side wall.
0-2.
You say that shoulder strength. I'm just not convinced. I want to see the sports science on that.
I'm just saying that because every time I take that shot, it hurts my shoulder. So I said, you know, if I had more strength, it probably wouldn't hurt.
2-0.
I'm trying to use deductive reasoning.
I see. Makes sense when you look at it that way.
Second serve.
I was very impressed by Luis Cordova earlier today. Just looked very much in control. Luis does not waste any motion. Very quick, and it seems like he's never in a rush.
3-0.
Hard to pull that off. Here's a big setup. Killian has no business still being alive in this rally, but he is until that two-all pass from Luis. Luis hits a good first strike, right corner kill there. Killian diving in, I think simultaneously with contact of the ball.
Short ball, short. Appealing my short call.
Luis Cordova defeated Killian Carroll.
Second serve.
The first top of this year, Dave. That was Killian coming off of his world championship win about 2 months prior. I'd say similar circumstances here. Killian Carroll has not played a race stop in 2 months. This, I think, is a good opportunity here for Lucho, who's off to a good start.
I agree with you.
Good look at our referee, Pete Papademetrius. Level 4, I might add.
0-4.
Not many level 4s out there.
Point.
I think he's a fairly good ref, actually.
He's excellent.
There's times that he makes
4
the wrong call, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to judge somebody off of their ranking, he's a better referee than, let's say, number 5 ranked pro Vic Perez.
4-1.
I think.
Yeah, well, I put Pete in my top 5 refs in the world.
I called it short.
And that's no offense to Vic.
Both agree. Second serve.
Now, one thing that our viewers can't see is we're going to discuss this after this rally. The referee is looking through a white dotted glass wall. And it's very difficult, you know, when you're standing there to see the shorts, first of all. You have to put yourself at at the perfect angle from the dots.
Right.
6-1.
Yeah, these little dots are so small. You can't. It just looks like a smoky back glass, but they're actually.
I think if you stand up on that first step, I had a lot of success improving my vision from there.
Yeah, we saw you sitting down there at the end.
Well,
of that.
my legs were getting tired.
Oh, okay.
Had a long day.
I'm not calling you on it. I'm just.
No, it sounds like you are, and I admit it. And I was tired.
Killian diving into the side wall there.
This is incredible.
I found out. Well, this is an amazing rally here. How does Killian still do this? And Luis is just letting him have it. Like, you want to dive all around? I'm going to make you run everywhere for this.
Well, my
Oh,
gosh.
that was a very difficult ball to dive for. And he
Oh
dives
my
for that one,
gosh.
too. Crowd's going to go nuts here.
That is 7 dives in this rally.
This
from
is
Carroll.
unbelievable.
And now he's in control.
Oh, and he mishits that ball.
Now that's handball. Makes 7 incredible diving backhanded flips. Finally get a setup after being on the run, and then shank it.
Point.
That's unbelievable.
30-second.
That's our webmaster, Payesh, coming to say hi to us. 30-second timeout. Somebody better be calling a timeout here.
Not sure who called this one.
Neither did I.
Now this is one that Luis should have put away. Killian, this is where he neutralizes the rally.
15.
Luis Cordova sporting his Mexico colors. He's moved back now, Dave, to the El Paso, Juarez area. He is the prodigal son. I heard him say, Dave, that he wants to be the greatest player in the history of Mexico.
Well, he better start winning national championships.
Oh, if he plays like this, he's going to win a lot of them.
8-1.
8-1, he leads the #1 player in the world.
Well, he's instantly going to go back home, and he's a rock star already, so
Right.
just imagine that homecoming. A little different to the homecoming you get when you go back to Pittsburgh, but
similar, actually. My Uber driver loves to see me
I bet.
when I get there.
Uh-huh.
Well, I have a good rating.
9-1.
It's because you tip good.
Yeah.
Good tipper.
Good conversationalist, too. Now,
I
is that
always do, and I still get, I don't understand why
Side out.
I have that one bad remark,
Yeah.
you know.
But I see drivers
thank
get
you,
good
Phil.
ratings for their conversation, but
Point.
do passengers?
I
Because
think
I feel
so,
like
yeah.
I'm a good
Yeah,
conversationalist.
I always do.
10-1.
I'm overly nice.
I seem to really connect with my Uber drivers. Right now, Lucho is connecting with just about everything he touches. That's a segue. And a good one.
Point.
Look at this. 11-1. That was good.
Thanks.
Pretty good segue there.
11-1.
You'd say Killian has the edge serving, but he hasn't served much. And Lucho's serves have been so good down the left and right, particularly the right. There's a right corner kill. This guy is in the zone right now. He really can do no wrong. Killian Carroll's going to call a timeout here. Believe me, Killian does not think this game is over, even though he trails, I believe it's 12-1 now.
I'm surprised Killian was able to get that back. You know, you saw in that interview earlier that Killian had that little cut above his eye.
Looks bad.
Was able to talk to Ashleen Kerr, who's here, and she said that he was ice skating, and which you knew.
Yes.
And what she and also Killian believe happened there was that Killian has dove so many times, and instead of hurting his hands, Killian has a way of diving without letting his hands get involved. He never puts his hands down to break his fall. He instead will dive and then turn his back into the side wall. So he said
sometimes.
Well, one time he hit his head. Okay. But that was not really a dive that was meant to be that way.
Right.
He slid on that one. But he said so he's found a way to dive without putting his hands down. Instead, he lets his body take the impact and he just kind of pushes himself up. Well, when he fell down in ice skating, which we all do when you first try, he decided not to put his hands down. And what he did is he flipped his body around, he thought, and his skates went a different direction, and he landed right on his face.
Oh, my gosh.
And he broke his nose. His face is all black and blue.
Oh.
Again. I'm sorry.
Referee made a mistake there.
I'm sorry. I called it. Before
But they didn't hear it.
Even if you call it before the shot, you can change it. There's no way Luis is getting up to get that.
I thought it was too close.
Why do the referees ever call that before that shot? Why would it even be in your mind to call that?
What they think is a safety. But back to the ice skating, Davis. Luis Cordova gets a reprieve here. Had Killian Carroll landed on his hands, his season could have been over. He could have broke his hand on the ice.
Most people break their arms that way,
right.
So it's probably best that he let his face take it.
Short.
Except now he'll have, some cosmetic damage to his face.
Yeah,
but none to his hands.
Second serve.
He finds himself down 13-1 here. I find it interesting because he he really looked bad. I saw the picture. She showed it to me on her phone. And I'm thinking there could be a little bit of rustiness from something like that, because undoubtedly he also got a concussion on that one as well.
Well, you can't train with a broken
Side
nose
out.
and all those stitches in your face.
Right. He had a black eye. And so not to start the blame game or, whatever, but you'd say that
1-13.
these last couple months have been maybe not that
Traumatic.
interesting. Now, well, we find out the reason why he isn't coming to Tucson now was a reason of something like this, where he really literally can't. He's still healing.
In fairness, he had committed to not coming to Tucson
Right.
months in advance. So I guess he could have
Point.
changed his mind, but then that was not an option after his ice skating accident.
2-13.
Now, you'd say, well, Killian Carroll's never faced a deficit
Short.
like this, but he has, and he's won.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that game, but he's
Second
won the
serve.
match
Yeah.
after losing the first game, even 15-0.
It's a big setup here.
Point.
That was not hit flush there from Killian Carroll, but he had such an easy shot that didn't really need to make perfect contact.
3-13.
That's a great serve
Point.
there from Killian. And he's thinking about winning this game. He's got just a little bit of wiggle room.
4-13.
And Killian with a pre-dive. He actually slipped there, but Lucho
Look at this.
lets him stay alive.
Are you kidding me? I mean, really. I mean, he's putting everything he can into it, and then he
Second
acts
timeout,
like he's upset with himself because he has to call a timeout. I mean, he walks back, sorry, I'm calling a timeout here, but I'm going to go walk and get my water.
What you're going to see here, Killian with a pre-dive because he slips on this shot here. Okay, but he still gets it. Now the next one is a dive with a full swing kill, which will be his next shot here.
He really hit the floor hard on that one because he had to bring his hand through the strike zone, comes down on his chest there. You see he doesn't really break his fall with his hands at all. He just lets his body take care of it.
Now, as a pro player, you very rarely get the opportunity to dive and take a full swing. Normally,
Right.
you're diving and scooping.
Because you know what's going to happen. You take that full swing, and now you have nothing to land on except for your chest. It's kind of a Pete Rose thing.
Well, but a lot of times you're not diving at a ball that's that high.
True.
So
Yeah.
you don't have the ball is so low that you couldn't take a full swing. You're
Yeah.
just trying to scoop under it before it bounces twice.
No, I agree with you, yeah.
But it does happen, and that was one of those instances. That's a fun shot to hit. But let's keep a close look on Killian Carroll's fitness here, and I don't mean his broken nose, but having not played a tournament and then having been off from these
5-13.
injuries could be a factor here.
It could be.
Could wear down. Killian has that amazing left punch fist to the ceiling, get out of jail card. And he hits it,
6-13.
I think, about as well as anybody in the last 20 years.
Short. Second serve. Point.
And now Killian Carroll just on fire.
Replay.
Do you believe that Killian has enough to come back and
Yeah,
beat him
I
here?
do.
You do.
I think he has the wiggle room. I think knowing that overtime is out there, that's something you can tell yourself as a player. All I have to do is catch him at 14, and it's a new game.
Replay. 6-13. Short.
Score is 6-13.
Second serve.
Killian Carroll serving the ball, our #1 player on the Pro Tour.
Point.
And he found himself down. Well, the score was
13-1.
13-1 already at 7-13
7-13.
here, and he's starting to make a nice little comeback. Not sure if it's
I'd say the comeback has officially started. It's underway.
Not sure if he has enough time to do it, though.
I think he does. The one thing about handball, Dave, unlike basketball or football, there is no clock. You can't run the clock out and win a game. Got to figure out a way to
8,
get that 15
13.
point.
You have to remember, we're going to 15 here. At the win by 2, this very well could go
Short.
into overtime.
Second serve.
This is game number 1, best 2 out of 3 to 15, tiebreaker also to 15. Win by 2. And the winner goes to the finals.
This is a different Killian Carroll now.
What
Really
happened?
dictating traffic.
It's like he flipped the switch.
Well, he got himself in the service box.
And there's another
Point.
And
mistake.
that was really what was holding him back. Couldn't get in the groove because he wasn't serving. He also gave Luis a lot of fly kill opportunities,
9,
which
13.
he's taken away here.
Short.
Not locating his serve to the left.
Second serve.
Terrible second serve. But Luis does not make him pay. In fact,
Point.
Luis gives him a setup off a very easy
Timeout.
revolving door. And now it's going to be a timeout for Luis Cordova, who led 13-1.
Yeah, it's a 9-point run here. You know, we were at Alcatraz just a couple days ago. You led a group of players that were playing doubles and had a great time. Marco said that he felt that it was one of the best memories that he's ever had. And this is a little bit of the footage from that day.
Wow.
Out in the yard at Alcatraz playing handball on a handball wall that was designed for the players to do this exact same thing.
This is the first handball played in Alcatraz since 1963.
You guys were almost as good as the match they held back in
I doubt it.
1963.
30 seconds.
There's a
Look at you
nice
guys.
get there for my partner.
Your partner looks like, who is the referee, by the way, he actually looks like he,
Didn't he escape
Was here-
Alcatraz
yeah, he-
and
wasn't
head to
he-
South America? Now
Yeah.
he's back.
Time in.
does he live in Brazil?
10,
There he is.
13.
Pete Papadimitriou. That was a fun time just a couple days
Short.
ago.
I told Kara that no matter what happened in this tournament, that was going to be my
Second
favorite
serve.
memory from this trip.
Look at the score here, 10-13, and first striking is Killian,
Point.
gets another point now, 11-13, and
Well, you have to think if Lucho Cordova can score 13 out of 14 points,
11,
why can't
13.
Killian Carroll?
Right.
And he's proving that right now with 10 straight, make
Point.
that 11 straight.
12, 13.
And that's
Point.
a terrible error there from Lucho. And, you know, Dave, a good friend of mine from San Francisco was asking me last night, what makes Killian Carroll so good? And I said, he's tenacious.
13,
No
13.
lead is ever safe against Killian Carroll. And that's being proven right here. He'll have game point after he kills that, and he
Point.
does.
unbelievable, this guy. Now at 14-13, is that a timeout call there from Luis?
I didn't, no,
14, 13.
There's nothing he could do.
no. Well, we
This
saw
is it
Killian
right
Carroll
here.
do this in Tucson.
And
Point.
Killian beats him 15-13. He was down 1-13, and he outscores Luis 14-0 to take game number 1. That's just unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe it.
Luis only makes 2 errors during that 14-point run.
You know, earlier today, Kara Mack was able to talk to our tournament director, Joey Mucha,
Cool.
and we just happened to sneak in and provide some video coverage of that.
Did
Let's
they
go-
know they were mic'd up?
No. Let's go to it really quick.
All right, so we stepped away from the handball courts. I brought you to the pool area. I'm with the tournament director, though, and handball commissioner, Joey Mucha. This is an awesome place, by the way, to have everyone and hold this tournament.
Yeah, these courts are amazing, the space is amazing, and we're really excited to host the WPH event.
Talk about the Olympic Club. I feel like there's a ton of history here. Everywhere that you look, it's just fascinating.
Yeah, this club was founded in 1860. It's amateur athletics to the core, and the handball courts are great. And yeah, I mean, there's a really storied history with handball at the Olympic Club.
You're seeing pictures from the early 1900s of guys playing handball here.
Yeah, you got Bob Brady, Al Banuet. Yeah, you got all these amazing handball players, and it's very rich in history.
And you yourself a handball player.
Yep, I've been playing handball for over a decade. Love the game.
And Emmett, as we all know, is from the Olympic Club. Have you guys ever played each other?
Yeah, Emmett will give me a lesson every now and again, whether that's a playing lesson or an actual lesson. Absolutely.
We're at the lesson level.
Yes, the lesson level. Yeah.
Lesson level. This is really neat. Talk about bringing the WPH in, having this tournament, what it means to the club.
Yeah, having the best players in the world through the WPH is fantastic, both for all skill levels to see the best players, and merge it with our singles invitational, and just to have a showcase of the raw talent of the WPH players.
Quite the crowd that we have too, watching in the gallery there. I know you're always squeezed in the corner because people are stepping through all the time, but it's really neat to see who all comes in to watch.
Yeah, everyone who's supporting handball are wonderful, and we've got a great crowd, and it's a lot of fun.
I'm glad I can bring you to this area because all we get to see is the handball courts, and I tell you, there's a lot to see here. We need to take people up to the roof too, right?
Yeah, we got to check out the roof. Yeah, roof deck's great.
Thank you so much for hosting.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
Yeah, love it, guys here. Check it out everywhere. Talk back to you.
Much. Thank you, Kara. With our tournament director there, Joey Mucha. Pretty interesting dude. When I first saw him, I thought he was like the second coming of Robin Williams. Had that kind of Robin Williams shirt on there.
Right.
Very good guy is our director, and he's really kind of put a stamp on everything here at the facility. Pretty impressed with it, in fact.
This is his first pro stop that he's running, and he's really knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, players are recognizing it. He's actually going to do a big banquet tonight at a gaming center that he owns. It's sort of one of these entertainment facilities that has like foosball and pinball and pool tables.
I know you've already RSVP'd. You'll probably be the first one there.
Yeah, you won't see me, but I hear that the players are going to love it. And he said that he came up with the idea because he would see all those write-ups that we did at the Jake Plummer tournaments when we would go bowling in the old days or go to a pub and play music or whatever. He said, you know, I want that atmosphere at our tournament. So he's developed that. And the last couple tournaments, players have loved it. It's been the thing that they've come back for. Here, though, at the Olympic Club, before we get to that banquet, before we start thinking about the post-tournament festivities for tonight, we have this amazing semifinal where Killian Carroll found himself down 1-13 and scored 14 straight points. I mean, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
You'd think with a 13-1 lead, there's no way you're not going to get in there and score 2. But it didn't happen for Lucho Cordova. You'd think he's feeling deflated right now, 0-0, but it probably feels more like 0-12.
All right, gentlemen, time in. Game 2, Killian will be serving. 0-0.
And the onslaught continues, Dave. Perfection from Killian Carroll.
1-0.
And now it's Lucho who's... That's going to be replayed, a broken ball, but Lucho now really on defense and scrambling during all of these rallies. You saw Lucho taking control during that 13-1
1-0
streak that he had. He's not in control now. Dave, you know Lucho watches all of his matches as soon as he possibly can, so he'll probably be watching this tonight.
2-0.
And I don't know what he's going to say to himself that he could be doing differently.
Yeah, I don't know either. But there's a lot probably running through his brain after that big comeback. I know some players know how to get rid of that pretty easy, but I'm not sure. That means that no matter what you do in this game, someone like Killian can come back and play like this, which is remarkable. That means you can never take your foot off against him, ever.
No. Well, Killian now 17 points in a row. That was a terrible serve from Killian, but Lucho is still not able to put the ball away. Gives Lucho a big setup.
0-3. Point.
And finally, it takes a terrible Killian Carroll error.
1-3.
Unbelievable.
Point.
Our referee does not call that a screen. Based on what Killian Carroll has shown us today, that probably was a screen.
2, 3.
No argument, though, from Killian. And now Lucho finally scores those 2 points he needed
Side
in the
out.
last game. But it's too late, Dave.
Right.
Three, 2. Short. Second serve. Point.
Terrible error there from Luis Cordova. And that tells me he's just out of rhythm right now.
4, 2.
Because that's a shot he makes with his eyes closed. But that's credit to Killian Carroll, who's put the pressure on and
Just amped up the intensity. I mean, look, Killian looks like he's with his footwork. It's so loud in there from the his tennis shoes making those squeaking sounds. Listen to it.
Dave, how do you produce that intensity? I mean, you can tell yourself to have it, but it's
don't
not
know.
always there.
That's a great
Side
shot
out.
there from Lucho.
And sometimes when your opponent has the intensity, you feel overwhelmed because you can't match it.
Right.
2, 4. Point.
There's a ceiling ball winner from Lucho. Gets the perfect touch on that ceiling shot. Just, you feel like you have to take it before it gets to the back wall, but then
3,
it's
4.
just a little out of your reach. No screen called. This is a pretty good look for Lucho.
Side out.
Boy, I don't know. If you're able to, during the match, interview Luis
4,
Cordova,
3.
you can ask him, what are you feeling right now? I mean,
Side out.
he's diving from the short line to get
Into
to
the
that
back
one.
wall.
Yeah, like who in the world would even want to
3,
do that?
4. Short.
It's almost like this is the end of the world, and he's
Second. Side out. Four, 3. Side out.
Killian somehow dips that one in. That was about the easiest shot he could get.
Yeah, go ahead.
referee just granting a towel timeout here. I'd say rightly so. Sometimes during these matches, I'm cool with the referee kind of breaking the action just a little bit. This has been pretty heated. I mean, it's like somebody set a fire to Killian Carroll, who's cooled off just a little bit here from some pretty good play from Luis Cordova, but I'm not sure it's over yet from Killian. Oh my goodness, he got that back?
Revolving door. So tough to take that revolving door back down the left. Requires just a little extra footwork, and it's a harder shot.
Four, 3. Side out. 3, 4.
And this is those early game
One disagree. Both
errors
disagree. Short ball. Second serve.
from Killian Carroll, who has that error wiped away after appealing the serve. So Dave, you can mark that one with an X. That does not count.
Okay.
Paddle,
out.
inside out, flat rollout from Killian Carroll. Hopefully we can get a quick replay of that last shot.
Oh, we can.
Okay. This was a thing of beauty.
Here it is, Dave. Look
4,
at this.
3.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? He has that, too. That's the thing. Oh,
Side
revolving
out.
door kill shot. Luis Cordova back into the server's box.
Three, 4. Side out. 4, 3. Side out.
Now we're seeing a lot of side outs
3,
here.
4. Point. Four, 4.
I like that
Point.
shot. Luis is going to attack it, and then he stopped, held up, let the ball drop. Then he goes into that familiar left to front kill
5,
shot.
4.
2 straight points here for Luis Cordova, who just gets that ball across the line.
Called the serve good.
I think this
One
is going to
agree,
get
one
overturned.
disagree, side out.
Luis knew it was short. So did Killian, frankly. They both hesitated.
4, 5.
Killian with a flat
Point.
rollout dive, which is something we hadn't seen him really do. He usually throws the ball back. Now that's an instant replay one.
5,
I'm not sure
5.
from that angle if we're able to see it, but
I took
Short.
my eyes off the screen for 1 second.
I know,
Missed
1
that. It's-
second.
Second serve.
It's like watching Barry Bonds bat. It's something you can never miss. Literally every rally with Killian Carroll.
I was like digging. I mean, I was trying to find WPH shirts since 2010.
Nice
Side
left
out.
there from Lucho Cordova. That draws a big round of applause.
well, we see who the crowd's rooting for here. I wasn't sure. I thought they were all pro
5,
Killian.
5.
This crowd is pro amazing handball, and they're getting a lot of it.
Look at that. Behind the back there, Dave.
Wow.
That's the part I
Point.
didn't see. It happened so quickly.
Don't tell me. Okay, gets this.
6, 5.
This is one of the best rallies we've seen right here.
I think
everything
maybe the whole
Luis-
match should be in slow motion.
A little bit of contact there, no call.
No call. Okay. Great left.
Side out.
I mean, that's a beautiful left. Have you? I know you have, and as
Timeout.
we call a timeout here, but have you seen Killian warm up,
Mhm.
throwing the ball with his left
I
hand?
have, yeah.
It's unbelievable. Dave, I mean, can you throw the ball laser with your right hand like that? I mean, I know you can throw it good, but can you look like you're a natural lefty or right-handed?
I can't speak to how I look.
Okay,
throwing
well, I'm
it.
just
I
asking
feel
if you
good
could do that. I've
throwing
not
it.
seen anybody do that since like a Chris Ruging, but years ago. Let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside. Kara.
Courtside here with Killian's girlfriend, Ashleen. Seen him play in this one. We've seen him kind of go up and down this past season, not quite winning that final yet to this last one. How determined was he coming into San Francisco?
No more so than I think the rest of the season. It was a slow start for him. I think there was a big high to come down after the Worlds, which is tough, understandable, I think. But everyone else really improved a lot too. Danny, Louise, Sean have all improved. Everyone's getting better every tournament, so which is great for handball, great for the Pro Tour. So I think it's a good challenge. Every stop has been a challenge, and it's nice to see a good mix of winners this year too. It's good for the sport.
Yeah, and you've been missing a couple tournaments as well, so coming into this one and seeing these Cordova brothers both hanging in these semifinals too and playing against them, what have you witnessed as a big difference?
They're obviously playing a lot of handball. I think they've improved a lot on different weaknesses that they had in the past, but they've also really they're training to beat Killian. Killian for a long time. I don't think it's any secret trained to beat Paul, and now everyone else is doing the same too. So I think it's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. It's really fun to watch, and it's good to see you too. Toss it back to the guys,
Yeah.
noticing that it's picking up right back out there.
You know, I don't know why you'd toss it back. I think you should just leave it right on Ashleen. She knows, well, she knows more than I do. And I'm going to say that right now. She's right up there with you, Dave. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. Her analysis is amazing,
6-5.
always has been. I'd love to see her
Short.
on a handball court because she seems obviously smart.
Yes.
She must
Second
play
serve.
handball because she's Irish, which means she's better than everybody else. I'm sure she'd be great. I mean, why wouldn't she be?
She is a
Point.
professional Gaelic football player.
Mm-hmm.
In Boston, she also coaches Gaelic football. Her season is from
7-5.
April to September.
So she's not in season yet.
Right. Didn't get a chance to bring this up, but Sienna Nee Curry will be joining her team next year. Hopefully get the camera crew out
Really?
for that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Boston
Louise
Gaelic
just missed
football
that.
team meet Kara Mack
Side
and
out.
Shay Lowenstein.
Oh, that's
They'll
going to
be on the grounds.
You have to fly him up there. I'm assuming this is a league that plays in Boston, or do they travel around to like Chicago
Five,
and
I think
Seven.
they
New
do
York?
travel around.
Unbelievable. Don't they have to have players that have experience, or does Sienna have
Oh,
experience?
she has experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's not
No,
anybody
she's not
I'd want
going
to
out there
tangle
for
with,
fun.
nor would I want to tangle with Ashleen Kerr.
No.
You want to know why Killian's in such
6,
really good
7.
shape? Ashleen,
Yeah.
make sure he stays that way. She's like a drill sergeant.
Called it good.
I thought that was good, just
Disagree.
over
So
the
did I.
line.
Second serve.
Oh, wow.
Unlucky there for Killian. And Cordova's now found his way back into this match.
Wow.
That's a second serve.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. I mean, not too many people would even get a hand on that, let alone get it back.
Wow, what a shot.
And
Side
Luis
out.
ends up winning the rally.
7-6.
Wow, a lot of power there from Luis. Are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. There's no way Killian should be getting that ball back, and I'm so glad he didn't die for that.
I thought that was coming off the back wall.
Point.
From that camera angle, it might have seemed that way, but I was so worried that
8,
Killian was going to dive
6.
for that.
Short.
Thank goodness he pulled up at the last second.
Second serve.
I mean, he's already had one concussion this year.
Well, two, most
yeah,
likely.
one in handball.
Point.
That's a stiletto kill, now 9-6. The crowd's loving this semifinal.
Well, Cordova has to be thinking to himself, how could I have not won that first game?
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
be just 6 points from
9,
this
6.
match. I mean, it's impossible not to think that way.
Well, you're up 13-1. You only need 2 points.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Luis even served more than twice.
Side
That's
out.
about the 4th left-handed kill straight down the left wall from Killian Carroll. You might say, well, that's not a lot, but he's getting those opportunities and putting them down
6,
just about every
9.
time.
Just over the line. Nope, that ball's too
Side
bounce
out.
and back into the server's box now is Luis Cordova.
Nine, 6. Short. Second. Side out. 6, 9. Short. Second.
You have to be sitting down. The guys in the other bracket
Side out.
semifinals have to be liking this. Seems like they're both putting out a lot of energy.
Well, I think with the opportunity to get a good
9,
night's sleep,
6.
I don't see that
Oh,
being a
no.
factor. And
That's the third time we've seen somebody floor a ball today.
that's incredible. I
Yeah.
can't remember it happening once all season. We've seen it 3 times
Yeah.
today on the broadcast.
6, 9.
Yeah, it's unreal. That should not happen.
Point.
And that could be a pivotal moment here in this
7,
match.
9.
I mean, let's circle that on the scorecard. Cordova
Short.
serving at 9-6. Hits it in the ground.
Second.
Yeah, that's uncalled for. And I don't think it's a lack of focus. I mean, everyone wants to say that all the time. I'm not sure. Just a miss hit.
Side out.
I focus so much sometimes that it actually creates that error where you're hitting in the ground. You're like way overly focusing. Just let up a little bit.
9, 7. Short.
That seemed out of sorts too. That was
Well,
not
it's
the
better
full
than hitting
swing.
in the ground.
Second.
Yeah, but it just wasn't a full swing. He's going to go back to that underhand push.
This is a good serve. Of course, Killian puts it in a great spot.
Side out.
You know, Luis just did not push that ball down the right wall like he wanted. It popped out. That's a chance you take with that one. It's so easy to hit, but
7,
sometimes if you
9.
don't execute it, you're pinned.
Short.
Good call.
Second serve. Side out. Nine, 7.
Oh, look at that. Dive on the serve.
Point.
Great pass shot right there, but you have to be so perfect with your pass shots against Killian. Now, Luis is asking for a towel, but he gets a point now, making it 10-7. There's a look at Sienna, who's going to be in the finals of the women's bracket.
Would you say that was the biggest win of her career, taking down the 2-time world champion? I mean, I know she's won the collegiate nationals, but as far as a single match win of her career,
I
you
would
that
say
was it?
possibly so, because she said
10,
during the live
7.
broadcast that she had played Aisling twice and
Short.
lost both times. So this is the first time beating her. So yeah,
Second.
you know, if you try to put it into, you know, your own daily life, you'd say this is the first time you beat a world champion who's
Right.
still really good,
Mhm.
obviously. So yeah, it would have to be.
Side
Well, that
out.
was my thought.
Maybe winning the collegiates, but you know,
That's a tournament win, but I'm talking about just a single match, put it on
I
your
think so. Yeah.
tool belt win.
10-7. Eleven, 7. Short. Second.
And now Cordova's found, Dave, what you call a system. He slowed the game down a little bit here.
Right.
And that's worked to his advantage.
12-7.
This match has a lot of ebbs and flows, Dave. And now Killian Carroll on the brink of being pushed to a tiebreaker.
13-7.
But Luis has a hard time when he gets to 13.
The referee does not call a hinder there, which I think helped Killian Carroll. Sometimes the offensive player is helped when these hinders are called.
Oh, that ball break?
Nope.
Nope, it had that loud sound.
That's the thunder stick that Luis Cordova carries.
14-7.
I thought that Luis hit one of the harder balls in the game, but when I was talking to Marco Chavez earlier, he said, nah, not really. I mean, at times he can, but he's not the hardest hitter. Don't you think he hits a heavy ball?
I do. I think he hits a very hard ball. Some speculated, David, the Cordovas might struggle a little bit now that they're not living together and training together, but doesn't seem to be affecting them. They're both in their 7th race freight semifinal of the season out of 7 stops. So far undefeated with 1 in Atlanta and 1 in Juarez. Lucha really leaves that one hanging. Tries the left-hand right corner kill. Now you could go a couple years on the tour without even attempting that shot.
Or
but he went for it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that truly is the San Antonio spoiler. He went for it.
We're talking about a very hard shot to execute. Unless you just feel it at the moment that it's going to happen. Then you know it's going to work, and it usually does.
You know, that kind of shot, you're better off aiming for the front wall, sidewall, and you catch that crack. Because if you hit the corner first and don't hit it perfectly, it's going to hang way up, come off the sidewall, and you're in big trouble.
Or just not make it at all. But the thing is, when you go to that sidewall first and you shank it, you might as well just start walking to the back wall.
I do.
Yeah, I do actually myself. And
I know
usually
you do.
that's the shot that I shank the most.
14.
Yeah.
You want to go over it, and you just end up hitting way too much of it. And that's a crack serve that's going to be possibly overturned.
My call. Both agree. Point.
Wow.
10-14.
Oh, my gosh. It's another kill shot. I mean serve. Hard to tell the difference with Killian Carroll.
That's for certain.
I mean, 2 straight serve kills. Not only are they cracking out flat, but they're so low on the front wall that they look almost like a kill. I mean, let's see if we can go back to the full replay and see where this ball hits on the front wall. I mean, that's, what, 6 inches high? I mean, most people would never hit a shot that low in an entire match. And that's a serve.
11-14.
And that was hit 12 inches high, and he almost drove the back wall.
And here's Luis's opportunity.
14-11.
That was a great swing from Killian. Just came up short.
This should be it. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
You know, I don't know if Luis was going for that shot there, that 2-wall shot. I think he was trying to power that one down the left
14.
straight and low and just came up on it.
Is it me, or are you surprised that Daniel Cordova is fully clothed, sitting in the front row? He does know he's playing next, right?
Well, Daniel's got his clothes on underneath, and it's not going to take him long to warm up.
I think he's pretty confident that this is going tiebreaker.
Could be.
14, 11.
Maybe he didn't watch game number 1. We know he did, but.
Oh, and that's it. I spoke, of course, too soon because Killian Carroll's on the court.
Now this should be it, right?
No, this is to the left, and it's on the wall.
Do you finally sometimes just get sick of this and just say, I'm going for a tomahawk, overhand punch, fist, kill shot, instead of going through that hole to the roof,
2.
wear down thing? Just say, I'm just going to go for a wild from,
Full
you know, my neck kill shot to the corner. I mean, do you ever see that where you, when you're playing, you just decide that that's the way you're going to? I mean, after a while, after 40 shots, you say this is.
I mean, that requires hitting with a fist, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I read something in the Scoop, the Mike Lennox Scoop.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah. David Wersch, a friend of yours, and I think probably someone you looked up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said his dad always told him never fist in the 4-wall court, only in 3-wall. Finally, I found someone to agree with something I said.
And it happens to be Dave Wersch's dad. And if you knew him, you'd.
So it makes sense then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, let's go to Kara really quickly. Kara, what's going on?
Oh, you don't want to come to us, not for this right here.
I didn't
do
know
you
we
yet?
had. Yeah, I
I
wasn't
did have
paying
Katrina,
attention.
but you know I'm going to toss it back. See these final points.
Time in.
Okay, all right.
11.
That was
14.
fun talking to you, though. That was my fault. I wanted to hear more about Dave Wersch's dad.
You did. Wish I had more.
That guy was a character.
Not good shots from Luis Cordova right now.
How is Killian able to hit all these defensive shots on the run like he is?
Well, Luis is not putting him in terrible spots.
Oh,
That was
my
a very
goodness.
difficult shot. Thought he would have to go 3-wall there. Somehow he's able to turn his hips all the way through. Very difficult to do
12, 14.
Still have to give Lucho the advantage to win this game. Maybe not anymore.
Point.
There goes the advantage, right? This goes back to your biggest question. Would you rather be Killian serving at 13
13,
or
14.
Luis having 14?
I think
And
I'd rather be
returning the
Luis
serve.
here.
I'm going to wait for this rally to end before I
Yeah.
tell you what I want.
Well, here it is. This is it for Luis.
He overhit that one. Oh, my goodness.
Point.
This is going overtime. And that's such a big shot that Daniel decided to
Win by 2, gentlemen.
go change his clothes.
Well, he's like Superman. He can just go into the booth. And
14.
There must
14.
be 2 Daniels. I've always thought there was. Oh, there it is.
Point.
Wow.
And that's a fist pump on a serve that's 3 feet over the line. What do you think about that, Dave?
Well, I think he thought he just won the match, forgetting that he had to win by 2, is what I'm thinking.
15.
Let's
14.
see if we get another fist pump here. This is unbelievable from Killy. That time he checks the ball into the side wall on a hop, and that ball barely makes the front wall. Oh, my
gosh.
goodness.
Right out.
But he
That's
still
the
has the
first-
lead.
First miss hit from Killian Carroll in a
14,
long time.
15.
Now, Cordova has to score 3 points now to win this game as opposed to 1, and that's a
there's
miss hit.
And a timeout, I believe, from Killy. Maybe not.
Nope, he was clapping for that shot.
15 to 15 here in
15.
game number 2.
Short.
I think Luis
Second serve.
might have a sore shoulder. Is that close to that approach line, Dave?
I didn't notice that.
How could you not? Killian's right up there when he hits that, and that's tough to dig out off the back wall.
What's Luis doing right there? Very close.
Wow. Luis is able to dig that out. Killian almost dove, decided to flip it. My goodness. This crowd's getting what they came here for. This is unbelievable, Dave. Have you ever seen anything like this?
This is pretty amazing.
Oh, and he goes for a wild overhand tomahawk.
He took your advice.
Point.
He said he had enough of this. 43 shots was enough.
And now Luis is serving to take game number 2.
He can't win a game in regulation no matter how big his lead.
Timeout, Luis.
That was one of the most incredible rallies. Just kept going on and on. Unbelievable. I don't know if Kara is there. Can we go to Kara? Somebody should be taking a timeout here. If anything, just to talk.
Yeah, out here it's absolutely crazy how much the crowd just went crazy on that last one. The rally happening and then seeing Killian just make that error, but of course somebody was going to have to do it. Katrina, watching that last rally kind of says it all about this match, right?
Oh my God, this is insane. I'm actually exhausted watching this. What a game. What a rally. Oh my God, it's very exciting.
Because you really have no idea what's going to happen. Even to see Killian come up from this, I think Dave Fink said it in there. He said, okay, this one's over. When, Luis was set up, it looked like 14-7 or whatever it was. He was like, never mind. It's Killian who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I missed the first game actually, but it sounds like there was a big switch of momentum in that one. But this, is just so tight. It's just impossible to call. But they're both playing amazing. They're making unbelievable retrievals. And yeah, it's great to watch.
And I wouldn't call this a switch of momentum even. It's just great rallies and whoever ends up with the winning
time back
one.
in.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, here we see it all.
15.
This is game point, and he gets a crack, and my God, how quick is Killian, Dave? Oh, and he does it. Luis gets a hand air from Killian, which is so rare. And now we have extended time here, and you see the players here and the fans that have gathered to watch have to just be shaking their heads. It looked like Killian was completely in charge there and was going to win this game number 2, taking the match, but instead it's going to go to the tiebreaker, 17-15 in overtime, and I'm exhausted just watching that.
These two have scored the exact same number of points in this match. Both games separated by just 2 points. They couldn't be more evenly matched at this point. From what we've seen Luis with the momentum, and then Killian comes back. I mean, Killian scored 14 points in a row to end that first game, but remember, Luis had scored 13 out of 14 to build that lead.
Yeah.
So if you look at it that way, that was almost even.
Yeah.
Just so happened that Killian got the hot streak at the end. And that time it was Luis leading 14-9.
Right. Yeah, that should never happen either. I
Right.
mean, unbelievable. Let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside right now. Kara, what's going on?
This gallery is just a buzz out here. Can't believe that's going to a tiebreaker, but can believe it, of course, because how that all played out. Marcos, you're sitting here watching this one. What's going through your mind?
Oh, my legs are just tired watching this. I mean, the last couple of rallies were just amazing. I mean, great handball. I mean, diving, getting shots and putting them in just the perfect spot. It's just, I mean, you can't get better than that right now. I haven't seen rallies like this in a while. I mean, Killian, a guy who doesn't get tired, he's just like, I mean, he was getting exhausted. So calling timeouts and stuff, you don't really see that. I mean, this is just some amazing handball.
You see everyone here because everyone's gathering. I've got Ashley and Riley. Ashley knows she's now talking to Sienna, but talk about how difficult. They're making this not necessarily look easy, right? I mean, these shots, these rallies are incredible, but how hard is it to pull off what they're doing?
Extremely incredible. My heart rate's lifted. I checked my watch, my heart rate was high and I'm not even playing. Yeah, it just seems like Killian's trying to be a bit tactical, wrapping it around the walls, and Luis is having none of it, and then it's just kind of who can hit it the hardest, and then just the kill shots are incredible, the retrievals incredible. Yeah, I don't think, we don't really see this kind of handball at home, so it's exciting whenever you come in. It's just offensive.
As a player, does it motivate you any at all?
Yeah, it's incredible whenever you see some of the type of shots that are possible, that look impossible. But it's not like I'll go home tomorrow and try and practice, a flat roll out over my head round behind my back. But yeah, it's motivating to go back into the court when you get home and, keep playing.
I don't know, Marcus doesn't not want you to be diving on the floor every single.
No, I don't dive. I like it. I'd be dead if I dived. But yeah, good handball. It probably just doesn't show as well probably on camera, but to be here and watch it, it's amazing, right? It's just so cool.
So tiebreaker, how do you think this can possibly break down, or how will it, you think?
I don't know. It's like it's Cordova going up with points and then Killian coming back. So I don't know. It could go either way. Maybe Cordova's tired now and, you know.
I heard you in my ear behind me saying, you know, as Killian's down 13-1 and then he starts coming back in that game too, and I heard you say, God, you know, that's hard as a player knowing that someone just did that to you, just came up when you had the lead 13-1. So it was going through Luis's head what possibly could happen in game 2.
Yeah, when you're sitting at number 14 and you think, you know, the game should be over and you should be resting, you know, Killian's kept him in the court an extra 25-30 minutes, so that's going to be in the back of his head. You know, his legs are going to be heavy, his brain's going to be tired, and Killian seemed to be living off scraps for a while, so whether he can flip that on its head and start going for his shots and start, well, it's not kills, it's flat rolls, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, as a player, what do you have to do to kind of sit back and say, no, that's not going to happen again?
No, well, as a player, I mean, you don't want it to happen, but it just does. I mean, it creeps up on you, and then next thing you know, it's 14-14, you know, and then you got to win by 2, so it's still not even over because, you know, he has the momentum, and then Cordova's just trying to get those last couple of points, but he seemed to get them, and, you know, see what happens now.
You guys are hanging around, right? Yeah. All right, here it comes, the tiebreaker. Let's see what happens. Tossing it back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Kara. You know, Dave, it's really exciting when the pro players, the elite players on the women's side and the men's side are all saying, no, we're not leaving. We want to see the conclusion of this. It's pretty cool to see the elite players as fans of these handball matches here, especially one like this. This is unbelievable. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best handball I've ever seen, but it's certainly some of the most exciting and most unpredictable handball I've ever seen. I'm not surprised these two are battling it out because it seems that Luis Cordova has kind of always battled it out with Killian anyway. I mean, if we go back to Salt Lake City, and that seemed like a pretty cool environment, but this is this is exciting, and the crowd is buzzing because of it. I mean, you didn't know what was going to happen there.
I don't know what's going to happen in this third game. What a comeback from Luis Cordova, and I don't mean in terms of the score in the second game, but to come back from losing that first game when he was up 13-1, and then to have that fortitude to win game number 2. A lot of guys just go away right there. Even if you tell yourself to try, you're so deflated that you don't and can't.
Right.
So that shows one of Luis's greatest strengths, which is that resilience. Screen not called, and Luis Cordova goes with that power yellow jersey. I always remember, Dave, you telling me about Mondo Ortiz, former #1. When he puts on his yellow jersey, he feels the power. So
right.
Maybe Luis is going for that same power here.
He said, I got this for winning, and I don't want to lose wearing it. That's embarrassing. So he said he plays extra better with that. That's a term. I tend to agree. If you're gonna bust that out, you need to do it at the right time. Crowd liked that shot.
Point.
I saw a little bit of fatigue in Killian there, taking that ball out of the air, not letting it go to the back wall. That shows me that maybe he doesn't really want to run.
Appealing my.
I thought that was short.
One disagree, one agree.
I thought
Call
good.
Stands.
Okay. One of these times we're going to agree
3-0.
on one of these close
I highly
calls.
doubt it.
Probably
I don't think. I'd like to see us agree on something other than a handball, just anything.
It's slim pickings.
It's actually slim pickings.
Oh,
sorry.
Pickings. Okay. Can't even agree on.
Can't
cliches.
even agree on that term. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to love.
Replay.
What's good though is it's not forced disagreement. It's genuine.
Yeah. So,
Some of these people go on TV and they're just disagreeing just because they've been told to do so.
This is real.
Yeah.
3-0.
I want to say hello to Mark Gilmer watching this live broadcast, one of the WPH patrons.
Now we can agree on that. We love MG.
Yeah, that's true.
We love us some MG and wish he was here.
Wish he was driving us around and barbecuing stuff for us. For you, it'd be like zucchini.
I don't know where you get this stuff. I mean, I've got a full palette of food that I eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wish you could have been a part of that last night. I mean,
yeah, I did. I was actually
Alex
a part of a nice
25 dishes he brought out.
Italian restaurant that I went to with one of the top supporters of handball. And
Now, I don't like Italian food. So.
Shay Lowenstein and I, and also 1, 2, 3, 4 others, not including myself, making 5 other people at a very
30
nice
seconds.
restaurant where I did not have to pay.
Sounds like that guest list is pretty exclusive. You're not even revealing it in post. So
No, I don't brag about things like this.
No.
But it was nice that when I pulled out the money to pay, the person looked at me and said, are you kidding me? I said, no,
15.
I'm not. I just wanted you to see what my credit card looked like. And it was, I performed some magic tricks last night for the group, which was really nice. They actually did something that my own family would never do, and that's actually watch.
Well, I heard that you were offered a gig to do magic and
time
never
in.
even responded.
Actually, that sounds like a freebie.
That
sounds like
you
a
have to
freebie.
contact
I only do.
4,
the person
0.
for information? I mean, you can't just ignore it, can
It
you?
just seems like that information would have been put into the original.
Point.
When you hire somebody, you say, and we're paying $250.
Well, no, that's where the negotiation starts.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you tell me,
5,
or you would
0.
tell the host your
Right.
fee.
Short ball.
And at that point, the host would either agree to pay
Both
the fee
agree.
or not.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm still thinking
Second
about
serve.
whether or not I think it's one of those things I want to do.
okay.
6-year-olds aren't really good at liking magic unless it's like goofy. But back to this, though. The magician has really been
Point.
Killian Carroll here. And the
Yeah.
tiebreaker is we go to 15, and you still have to win by 2 here.
Well, Killian pulled a rabbit out of the hat in the first game,
6,
and right now,
0.
Well, he almost did again in game number 2.
right. Ooh, that is a plum. Really about the easiest shot that Killian is going to have in this third game. Fortunately for him, he's made a lot of
0,
difficult shots
6.
to take a 6-0 lead.
That almost hit a crack there.
You know, Killian did
Side
not
out.
hit a good return serve there, and Lucho did not make him pay. That's frustrating. You get that ball coming off the back wall to your strong hand, and
6,
you leave a
0.
revolving door shot.
You know, this you can have a highlight reel
Wow.
just off of this match alone.
Point.
And look at those shots from Killian.
Now, I
That's-
like that shot because he senses Lucho is on his heels,
7,
expecting a 3-ball
0.
shot, so that's actually a high percentage shot because of that.
I just didn't even know he had that sort of fade away throw into the corner. I say if he scores again, you have to call timeout here.
Tremendous.
Point.
Shouldn't Luis have gone with the left hand to that left corner first, like he does? That's sort of his patented shot.
Well, Luis is going to look back on that rally and see about 4 opportunities that he didn't execute.
I would have even thought a punch fist back down that
8,
left wall would have
0.
been better
That's
than
a
that one down the right.
Pretty tough shot.
It would have been, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to go for a
Side
kill
out.
shot and you're just going to drive it, you might as well hit a punch fist.
0, 8.
That is 2 first strike opportunities of the last 3 service points for Killian that he's put in the ground. Easy
Point.
shots, too. You're talking this could easily be 10-0.
1, 8.
But instead, Lucho is on the board. That
Side
just
out.
misses. And you say, why would you backhand there? Well, when your body is turned that
8,
way, you
1.
can't get your left hand
Yeah.
on it. So that's not a, trying to hot dog it. That's a
Yeah, your left hand's
necessary shot.
right. Your left
hand-
is too far back.
Yeah, it's out of play because of the way your body's turned.
Point.
We still have another men's semifinal
9,
after this.
1. Short. Second serve.
Wow. Killian's hitting everything right now, 10-1. 30-second
30.
timeout from Luis Cordova. Both of these guys taking a little breather here. It's been really high intensity since the very beginning. If you think back, Killian Carroll flipped that switch, and it's
10
since that
seconds.
moment, this thing has just been like a shootout. OK Corral style.
Time in.
Referee's done a pretty good job. I think
I
there's
think
been a
excellent.
couple calls, but I mean after
10, 1.
an hour and a half, you would expect something to kind of be out of whack.
Side out.
There's the left-to-left shot
Finally,
that you
though,
suggested.
yeah, it's just finally he's able to hit that.
1.
I heard a
10.
rumor that his shoulder was hurting him, and I didn't ask which one. I'm not saying it's his left, but I think it's his right hand, and I'm assuming that when I watch him serve, the reason why he's short-arming these balls is because
Since
he
you mentioned
has
the
something.
shoulder, and you didn't even say what player it was, I've noticed Luis's swing is not as full
Right, he's not
with as
following
much
through.
speed.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sensing that more with his right hand than his left, although his left seemed to be,
I
doing-
agree with you, and I've seen that, and I think that's why he hasn't been able to convert as well, and it's such a high percentage with his right. Makes it harder, I think, for
10,
shoulders sore
1.
to hit the reverse. And to kill against Killian Carroll, if you're going to go cross-court, I think you need that reverse to run down the left wall. Here's a big setup. There's a great get from the flying Cordova.
Oh,
Point.
Luis couldn't get up in time to jump out and get that. That was an amazing get from Killian. Nobody even checking the floor up there at all.
11. 1.
Well, these floors don't leave a lot of oil slicks. Not sure why. You would probably know.
Side out.
I don't unless it's shaved down just a little bit. Sometimes they have that lacquer over the top. You can see it's shiny, but it's
1,
not the
11.
type that has like 50 coats over the top
Yeah,
of
I
it.
think that's what this probably is. The footing is excellent.
Side out.
It's
I was
almost-
wearing soaking wet
Yeah.
shirts, and I noticed, well, there's no wet spots here.
Yeah, they put one brush over the top
Oh,
and that's
okay.
it.
11.
Now, if you
know.
don't put
1.
anything over the top when you dive, you end up, it's like
With
sandpaper.
staph infections.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and your feet grip well, and the ball bounces good. That's a nice shot, dug out again from Killian Carroll. Left-handed flip down that left wall. Killian back off the back wall, goes down the right. And that handcuffs Lucho, and another point now for Carroll for Flash.
Yeah, that's a shot that
12,
Lucho should have
1.
been able to handle off the right side wall, but things getting away from Lucho here. That serve will be appealed. I'm not sure what the result
I
will
thought
be.
it was
Point.
good, even though you can see that Luis
No appeal.
didn't. Carroll will take the winner of
13,
this one
1.
off the court, not on, because we have another match next.
Short. Second serve.
That's just me giving orders to Kara via this broadcast. I didn't do it clear enough last time.
Point.
Nice revolving door there.
Well, Killian shows he can go to the right corner off the revolving door just as well as down the left.
Yeah, that right corner one's brilliant. You don't see a lot of players at all taking that. They usually back out with their
14,
right hand. He
1.
takes it with his left revolving door. It's really, really smooth.
And Lucho has not killed anything
you
here in
kidding
this
me?
tiebreaker.
Point.
That's that little
Game
underhand
match.
modified Irish whip thing that he does. Crowd liking what they see here. 15-1 in the tiebreaker as Killian Carroll takes down Luis Cordova and will now go to back-to-back finals, right? At the major stops, not the LTEs.
That's right.
I'm sure Karamak is somewhat courtside as the fans have pretty much banked it right in here. For her to get to him is a little bit more difficult. Let's go to Kara. What's going on?
Take us through that one. What's going through your head right now? That tiebreaker, not at all spelling out how that one broke down.
That I shouldn't be in the final. That's what's going through my head. But, the cards are in your favor sometimes, and they were today. So.
Say you shouldn't be in the final, but to make the comeback that you did in that game one, and then again in game two, almost pulling it off again, it takes a lot of tenacity to do that.
I mean, yeah, I've been there plenty of times before, and, I just say to myself, if you're nervous, you're just going to play worse. So, you can just regret it after the game, but when you're in there, you just, no regrets. Don't play tentatively and go for the win.
So for 13-1 to happen in that game one, you came back. You let them get a lead again in game two. What's going through your mind before that tiebreaker to make sure that does not happen?
I was trying to play the game. I was just trying to rally with him and trying to pass him and keep him away from the front court because he's so good at paddling the ball. But then when he gets the lead and he's so ahead of me, I just go for everything, because I realize if I need a comeback, I need to play, aggressively. I need to play offensively, and I just kept pushing it, and I just got lucky.
Was there at any point in that tiebreaker that you felt a little more comfortable when you had that lead?
After game one, I felt more comfortable even if it did go to a tiebreaker, because I know I can last the extra mile, and as I said, I've been to plenty of tiebreakers.
I'm sure you don't care at all the show that you just put on for us, but it was really incredible, that match to watch.
Luis played unbelievable. He really had me, and it was just hard luck. It was one of us had to win. So
I hope you could hear the enthusiasm you brought to the sport tonight.
Definitely.
Yeah, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow. Back to you guys.
Yep, thank you. Good interview there, Kara. As Sean Lenning steps into the court against Danny Cordova, we'll see if one of these Cordovas can break through. I know the family back home watching that. I guess the next best thing is that one of them makes it. This is the last chance here. And, of course, those in Washington, Tucson, Arizona, and across the country hoping for Sean Lenning. We're going to find out which one is going to be next. Stick around. More handball action as the men's semifinals will close out the broadcast day next. Sean Lenning and Daniel Cordova right around the corner here on ESPN3. Stick with us.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov.